Hello everyone, and welcome to another tutorial video. Okay, so in this video we'll be treating how to use a calculator to solve quadratic equations. Okay, so we've already treated a couple of these kind of videos, okay, on indices, logarithms, and then all that. Okay, so in this video we'll be just focusing on how to use a calculator to solve quadratic equations. Okay, so without further much ado, I'll just dive right into this video. And then before that, I'll urge you to subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications so that I don't miss out on any future videos. Like the video, share, and then in case you have any questions, just leave them in the comment section and I'll reply to them as soon as possible. Okay, so now let's see how we go by this. Okay, so all you have to do is just find what the solutions to these quadratic equations. Okay, so for this question you are told to find a quadratic equation whose, okay, so these are the roots of the quadratic equations. Okay, so previously you would have used the rules to find what these questions. Okay, sorry, you would have used these rules to find what the respective equation. Okay, but with this question we are to use what back calculation. We will use the answers to find what the specific equation. Okay, or it could be, we could be the other way around. Okay, it could be vice versa. We can also use the questions. Okay, you can use these equations to find what the root. Okay, so let's go by the former. Okay, no, let's go by the latter rather. Let's use this equations, okay, to find what the roots. Okay, these roots. No, so all you have to do is just click on, so we are to put the calculator in what the mode quadratic equation mode. Okay, so click on mode, and then we have what equation 5, so choose 5, and then the quadratic form is what 3. Okay, that's where we have the highest power of x to be 2 over here, so click on 3. Now let's use these equations to find what the root. So let's start from a. So a, we have what 3. Okay, a, so note that we are only punch in the what coefficients. Okay, so like 3 is the coefficient of x squared, 1 is the coefficient of x, and then we have the constant 1. Okay, just like that, we are only punching in the coefficients. Okay, so for the first question, x squared has coefficient of 3. Okay, then we have x being what, having coefficient of 1. Click on equal to sign, and then we have the constant 1. Okay, so let's see the roots, whether it corresponds to 1 over 2 and what minus 1 over 3. Okay, now you could notice that this is far from what 1 over 2 and what minus 1 over 3. So we just clear that one out, and then we move on to b. Okay, so b, we have what 6, 1. Okay, and then what minus 1. Okay, so let's see the roots. Okay, so we have what 1 and 3. So from here, just from here, you can notice that b is not the correct answer, because 1 over 3 is even minus 1 over 3, not positive 1 over 3. Okay, so let's proceed, and then this is what minus 1 over 2, which is what like the opposite of what these roots. Okay, so let's move on to what c. So let's move on to c. For c, we have what 3. Okay, and then we have what plus 1, and then we have what negative 1. Okay, right, so let's see the answers. C, this is not the correct answer. Okay, now let's look at D. So most definitely D would be the answer. Okay, so let's see. So we have what, okay, so let's see, we have 6 over here, and then we have what minus 1 over here. Take note of what the operation signs, they are very important. And then we have what minus 1 over here. Okay, that's D. So let's check the answer. Okay, so from here you can notice that the answer is most definitely D, because the first root is what 1 over 2, and the second root will most definitely be what minus 1 over 3. Okay, yes, so the answer is what D. You see, we use the what the question to find the answer. There's no need to use the rules to find a question, okay, or the corresponding equation. You can also use the equation to find the answer. Okay, now let's proceed. Okay, so we are done with this. Let's move to this question. Okay, so we have to find what the roots of this equation. Okay, so solve 4x squared minus 16x plus 15 equal to 0. So once you know these tricks I'm showing you, there's no need to even put pen on paper to solve these questions. Okay, all you have to do is just use a calculator and you are good to go. Okay, so let's do that. Let's punch this. So we have what 4, then we have what minus 16. Okay, take note of the operation signs, they are very important. and then we have what, plus what, 15. So point plus 15, and then we have what, 5 on 2, and then what, 3 on 2. So from here you can notice that you cannot see what, 5 on 2 and 3 on 2 over here. Okay, so both are what, positive answers. Okay, so we have what, 5 on 2 and what, 3 on 2. So you cannot see that over here. So in order to arrive at the correct answer, all you have to do is just click on shift and then click on this. Okay, it will give you the answer in what, mixed fraction. Okay, so we have what, 2 whole number 1 over 2. So let's check. Okay, so we have what, 2 whole number 1 over 2 over here. Okay, C, check the answer C. So you have what, 2 whole number 1 over 2, and then let's check the next one. Okay, the next one is also 1 whole number 1 over 2, and then we already know that 3 whole number 3 over 2 is the same as what, 1 whole number 1 over 2, but we could just verify. Okay, click on shift and then click on this, then you notice that we have what, the corresponding answer. So the answer is what, C. Okay, see how simple this is. Okay, very, very, very simple. Let's proceed to the next question. Okay, so let's check this question. Right, so from here you could notice that this is not your typical what, quadratic equation, but there are two quadratic equations. Okay, there are two quadratic equations, so you could use your calculator to also solve that. Okay, so let's solve this question. Okay, so let's see how we solve this question. Now from here you could just find what, the answer corresponding to what, the numerator. Okay, so we have what, x squared has coefficient of 1, and then we have what, minus 5, and then we have what, minus 14. Okay, now let's check the answers. So since this is what, s is equal to what, 7, so let's rewrite that. Let's rewrite that. Okay, s is equal to 7. Okay, s is equal to 7, so that's the first answer. So first answer is what, first answer is s is equal to 7. Okay, let's do that. So for the numerator we have x to be equal to 7, that's x1. Let's check x2. Okay, let's check x2. S2 is what, minus 2. Okay, so s2 is what, minus 2. That's for the numerator. Now let's check for what, the denominator. Okay, let's check for the denominator. So for the denominator we have what, 1, we have s squared coefficient of 1, and then we have what, minus 9, and then we have what, 14. Okay, so let's do that. So we have what, 7 and what, positive 2. Okay, so let's do that. So for the denominator we have what, x1 to be 7, and then x2 to be what, positive 2. Now again from the numerator, okay, from the numerator, in order to bring this 7 into our closer to x1, okay, it will be what, x minus 7. Okay, x minus 7, because this is what, x equals 7, so you just move it across the equal to sign, you just have what, x minus 7. The same applies to x2. Okay, so we have what, x, so when you move minus 2 across the operation sign, you have what, positive what, 2. Okay, now let's do same for the denominator. So we have what, the denominator is also what, this is what, 7, so when you move it you have what, minus 7, and then so we have what, x2, which is what, positive 2, so when you move that you also end up with what, negative 2. Okay, and then from here you could notice that this will cancel this. Okay, because they are the same, x minus 7 will cancel out, and then we will be left with what, x plus 2 then divided by what, x minus 2. So let's check whether we will have what, the corresponding what, answers. Okay, so x plus 2, x minus 2, x plus, okay, so from here you can notice that a is the answer. Okay, a is the correct answer. You see how simple this is. Okay, so once you know this, you are good to go. These are very, very simple questions you might meet in your assignment, homeworks, exams and all that. Okay, so in case this video was very, very helpful to you, I would urge you to subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications so that you don't miss out on any future videos. Let's know your questions in the comment section, and then I will see you in the next video. Kindly share to your friends, share to your course mates, classmates and all that. Okay, and I will see you in the next video. Have a lovely day. Bye bye.